Cameron Townsend, Lesson 3. How excited the Catchkell Indians were when Cam had finished writing the first 4 chapters of the book of Mark so they could understand. They wept, sang, laughed, and jumped up and down for joy. But much more work was to be done to complete the translation of just the New Testament. 1 year went by, then 2, 3, 4, 5. Still, the Catchkell New Testament was not complete. 6, 7, 8 years slowly passed. The translation work was long and hard. Even after 9 years, Cam Townsend still had more work to do. At last, after 10 years, the project was finished. The entire New Testament was translated and published for the Catchkell people. Cam presented the very first copy to the president of Guatemala. 10 years! It had taken a long time, but Cam knew it was worth it. Now the Indians could hear God speak through all 27 books of the New Testament in their own language. Cam began to wonder what God wanted him to do now that his big translation project was done. He knew Mexico had at least 50 unwritten languages. Did God want him to start a new work there? Cam prayed and talked to some friends about starting a school in Mexico. He invited other teachers and some college students to help. The school would teach people how to study languages so they could translate the Bible for people who did not have it. He decided to call this new group of workers Wycliffe Bible Translators, after John Wycliffe, the man who first translated the Bible from Latin into English. With his wife, niece, and 7 newly trained translators, Cam drove to the Mexican border in an old car pulling a trailer. At first, the official at the immigration office refused to let them into the country, but after many delays, they were finally allowed into Mexico. They settled in a little Aztec village, living in an old trailer. One day, Cam got an unexpected friend for his new work. He was hard at work, busily planting vegetables, when a limousine drove up and out stepped the president of Mexico. He was the man who had tried to stop Cam every time he wanted to enter the country. Do all translators plant gardens and fruit trees and make neighborhoods beautiful as you have done? The president asked. Cam wiped his muddy hands on his pants and shook hands. Oh, yes. Already we've taught Indians to grow foods they've never seen before. Then bring in all the translators who will come, shouted the president joyfully. One day, Cam began to feel God calling him to move on. Cam had a motto, always forward. When his job in one place finished, he started another translation work somewhere else. That's because Cam knew God wants every person in every corner of the earth to be saved from sin. Cam's wife had died, and Cam had married Elaine, a teacher. The Ministry of Education in Peru has invited us to come, Elaine reminded him. God showed them the right time to go, and the Townsends flew to Peru. They lived in a hut near the Aguadia River, where their first child, Grace, was born. One day, Cam studied a map spread out in front of him. The Amazon jungle in South America covered 2.5 million square miles, larger than the USA. Over 500 Indian tribes had no written language. He heard of a man who took 7 days to hack a train through the jungle. An airplane could travel 10 miles in a minute, Cam thought. Recently, 2 missionaries, a baby, and 3 Indian guides were murdered in the Amazon jungle because no one could answer their radio call for help. If only I had a plane, Cam said to his wife, Elaine. When the team came for Cam's family to make a short trip into the jungle, Cam had to hire a small plane with a pilot to fly them. The plane taxied down the runway, took off, and crashed, nose down, just missing a ravine. An Indian ran toward the plane, and Cam shouted, "Take the baby to safety, run!" Gasoline splashed down from the engine. Both Cam and Elaine had broken bones, and they were covered with blood. Nearby jungle campers radioed for help, and the camp medic arrived. Cam was in great pain, but he yelled to the campers, "Get your camera, quick! Take pictures of us! People at home need to see how badly we need our own airplane. Will the airplane catch on fire? What's going to happen to Cam and Elaine? And what will happen to their baby? Well, you're going to have to wait until next time to find out."